So when they decided to expand, they decided that they needed larger classroom facilities, larger lecture facilities, science labs, and a completely updated, I would call student services, both in admissions and registration, as well as cafeterias, student union, student clubs, student fitness, but they also are growing, and they needed a larger population of residential opportunities within the city itself. So that in and of itself dictated that they'd have to go vertically. And the program alone is actually quite unique. It's almost a whole university setting in one building. We really wanted to enhance the idea of campus, and that since we couldn't go horizontally, we had to think vertically of how we could connect what we call different neighborhoods, whether it was the residential, the academic, the student union, or the student services. We looked at where we would make the types of connections vertically that would replicate that open space, that it becomes the important sort of out-of-class experience. We decided to locate that by the edges of the buildings where the views were. So as you look at the structure, really it follows the pattern of a sort of a traditional sort of rectangular high-rise structure, and then it sort of comes out in these series of bays. In this case, we have residential, 600 beds of student residential. We have classroom space in the middle, and so the student union, student services right at the ground floor where everybody comes in and out, with multiple connections on all sides of the auditorium, so that together these form a campus and work together.
When we looked at it, we thought of the campus planning aspect of it, and we thought, you know, when you think about this, it's these 6 buildings. It's a student services building, it's a student union, it's a rec center, it's a residence hall, and it's a general classroom building. And all these buildings in a normal campus would be situated around a quad. So in the planning aspect, we really started to think about what would be the metaphor for a quad, and what would be the metaphor for this connection of buildings that would happen on a normal campus. And a lot of the planning aspects we used were ones that tied back to urban aspects. So this idea of neighborhood. It's a uniquely idea that, you know, Chicago, being in Chicago and having these specific neighborhoods that you go to really tied well with this idea of creating a community within the building.